Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Turning Pages, the podcast that celebrates African literature. My name is Vuvu Vena. On today's episode, we are just catching up. Hello 2021, hello season 2 of Turning Pages, hello consistency, hello brand new start, hello happiness. We are of a folklore heritage. We were conceived in the womb of beautiful words, birthed into a captivating world that we've spent eternity trying to name, tell, retell, and paint. Wrapped and cradled in stories, intsomi namabali. Our words create worlds. They transport, they mirror, they convict, they give lashings and hugs. They create and can never be undone. To hide between the pages of a book is to find pieces of yourself before you even were. Welcome to Turning Pages, the podcast that celebrates African literature from the continent and the diaspora. I'm your host, Vuvu Vena. It's been a while. I think the last episode that I had on this channel was in August last year. I had to take a step back to introspect, to kind of rethink this platform and to find that thing that I felt like I wasn't doing. I felt like I was doing something that I wanted to do, but it hadn't gotten to the level to which I had wanted it to reach, or rather, in a sense, it hadn't hit that spot that I desired. I will be the first to tell you that when I create content, I create it for myself first. I'm my first consumer, and often when I'm dissatisfied, I get the sense that everybody else might not be as satisfied. While I'm doing something that I wanted to do on this platform, it wasn't to the extent to which I wanted it. So I took a kind of sabbatical, if you will, where I wanted to just kind of play around with the idea of what Turning Pages is and what it is that I actually want to achieve through it. And I sifted, I sat, I rethought, I put down notes, I reformulated, and I got to a point where I could finally grasp what it is that I wanted to do with this. And hopefully season 2 will show you guys what I mean. While I was away though, or while we were away, we got mentioned by Feedspot as one of the top 30 African literature podcasts. That really did a lot to affirm my purpose and my mission with this platform. If you want to see who else was mentioned on that list, please follow the show notes and the link that will be attached on there for you to be able to navigate that. But that for me was quite a mention. And it, like I'm saying, reaffirmed what we were about and what we wanted to do. And you know, I feel like sometimes we shy away from topics that we've spoken about way too often. But let us be honest, especially for creatives, this issue of imposter syndrome is not something that we can stop talking about up until we fully understand it ourselves. And it plays out even in a more dire element when you are a Black person, young, you feel like you don't have any experience in the things that you are pursuing, where you live in a world where everybody is pursuing similar things to what you are pursuing, and you just want to balance the what is the world looking for and what it is that you actually want to give. And when you tackle those kind of conversations in your head constantly, where you constantly are feeding them, like I feel like I was for the most part of last year, you get to a point where you get a block and you feel like you've got nothing more to offer. And we can't stop talking about those kind of issues because at their core they're emotional and they are mental and they are meant to be talked about up until you can find that community, up until you can find those people that will hold you accountable, that will help you push yourself beyond your narrow view of what you think people are looking for and what you think you can't offer. And I think when I did take that step back, it was the healthiest thing I could have done for myself because it allowed me to simmer in my thoughts. And also in my simmering, I found people that were feeding the thing that I wanted to be fed in me for me to be able to come back here and step on this platform again. And not necessarily that they were speaking to that imposter syndrome, but they kept igniting the passion that brought me here in the first place. And I am ever so grateful for the internet, for those opportunities to form those relationships. It is spectacular. So you might be asking yourself, what is there to look forward to in season 2? I plan to have more conversations with people. It is something that I discovered in the midst of heavy lockdown last year, that I actually have a passion for conversating with other people about literature. I don't necessarily just want to be the only person sitting here and talking to you about the books that I've read. Will there be reviews? Definitely there will be reviews here and there. And to be quite honest and to be quite frank, I don't like how I'm doing my reviews on this platform. If you know me and if you can hear me right now, you will know that I don't script my reviews on my BookTube channel. And for me, that's the thing that I feel is the connection and is the passion and is the joy and is the fun for me. I get to tell you what I think about the book as and when I'm thinking it, or rather the thoughts that have simmered in my head. I get to share them with you without feeling like I need to punctuate this here, I need to make sure that this sounds correct, I need to do this and I need to do that. And the trap that I fell into last year is that I scripted my reviews for Turning Pages, and I'm still contemplating if I have enough scope not to script them. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys, and I don't know why I'm treating both these platforms so differently, but for some reason I feel like I need to give you guys some kind of structure when I'm reviewing on here. However, the long and short of what I'm trying to say is that I'm going to try and play around with my reviewing mechanism, how I've been doing the reviews so far, because I don't quite feel comfortable with them. I don't feel like they share with you who I am or what my personality is like, and I don't think that you create a platform of this sort to hide yourself, if that makes sense. But anyway, I'm rambling. So there will be reviews. There will be other bookish conversations around books, around African authors, around any themes that may come up. And I would love for them to feel just like this episode feels, relaxed, easy, a conversation between friends. And hopefully you guys are still here, sticking around and ready for us to do this thing one more time. And March is the 1 year anniversary of Turning Pages, so I really do hope that you guys will enjoy the rebirth of Turning Pages in season 2. I look forward to having you with me throughout this journey. Your support and your consistency means a lot to me. Do share with me what else you would like me to talk about on this platform, or what you feel has been missing in the literature podcast that you consume that you would love to come across. And yeah, I will see what I can do when I can do it. Otherwise, without any further ado, that's all I have for today's episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to rate and review this podcast. Any engagement on any of my platforms means a lot to me. And until next time, remember, every page turned is something learned. Keep turning pages. I'd love to hear your thoughts about today's episode, so why not search for me on social media? On Instagram, I'm Vuvuvena_reads. On Facebook and Twitter and YouTube, I'm VuvuVenaReads. And you can also find me on my website, which is www.vuvuvenareads.com. And until next week, I really do love you guys. Bye now.